Last night, on President Trump's orders, U.S. Central Command conducted a precision strike in the middle of the night against 3 nuclear facilities in Iran, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan, in order to destroy or severely degrade Iran's nuclear program.
The Pentagon has just confirmed that the United States carried out a major military operation against Iran's nuclear facilities. This mission was ordered by President Donald Trump and happened in the middle of the night. According to U.S. officials, the targets were 3 key nuclear sites in Iran: Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. The purpose of the attack was to destroy or severely damage Iran's ability to build a nuclear weapon.
We devastated the Iranian nuclear program. It's worth noting the operation did not target Iranian troops or the Iranian people.
Pentagon leaders described the strike as a huge success. They said the mission was not meant to harm the Iranian people or military forces, but was only focused on stopping the nuclear program. Before we dive deeper into what really happened and what this could mean for global security, make sure to subscribe and stay updated on every breaking development.
The order we received from our commander-in-chief was focused, it was powerful, and it was clear. We devastated the Iranian nuclear program. But it's worth noting the operation did not target Iranian troops or the Iranian people. For the entirety of his time in office, President Trump has consistently stated for over 10 years that Iran must not get a nuclear weapon. Full stop. Thanks to President Trump's bold and visionary leadership and his commitment to peace through strength, Iran's nuclear ambitions have been obliterated. Many presidents have dreamed of delivering the final blow to Iran's nuclear program, and none could until President Trump.
This is a fast-changing story you won't want to miss. At the Pentagon briefing, officials said that this was a bold and carefully planned mission. They called it Operation Midnight Hammer. General Eric Kurilla from U.S. Central Command led the mission. The attack involved over 125 American aircraft, including stealth B-2 bombers, fighter jets, refueling planes, and support aircraft. The military also used a U.S. submarine to launch Tomahawk missiles at key locations in Esfahan.
It took a great deal of precision. It involved misdirection and the highest of operational security. Our B-2s went in and out of downtown Tehran, of these nuclear sites, in and out and back without the world knowing at all. In that way, it was historic. A strike that included the longest B-2 Spirit bomber mission since 2001 and the first operational employment of the MOP, a Massive Ordnance Penetrator. The mission demonstrated to the world the level of joint and allied integration that speak to the strength of our alliance and our joint forces.
It was a complex operation that required teamwork across different parts of the military, including cyber, space, and intelligence units. The most powerful weapon used in the mission was the GBU-57, also known as the Massive Ordnance Penetrator. It's a 30,000-pound bomb designed to destroy hardened underground targets. This mission marked the first time this weapon has ever been used in combat. 14 of these bombs were dropped on the Iranian nuclear sites. The Pentagon says early battle damage reports show that all targets were hit, and the damage was extremely severe. Officials believe Iran's nuclear program has now been set back by years. President Trump made it clear that the U.S. does not seek war, but will act with strength when necessary. He gave Iran 60 days to return to peace talks. When they refused and continued to develop their nuclear program, the president decided to act. He later warned that if Iran retaliates, the U.S. response will be even stronger. Trump said, "Any retaliation by Iran will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight." In the middle of this historic moment, we'll be here covering every angle. So if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button right now to stay informed as this situation unfolds. During the briefing, Pentagon leaders also praised the military personnel involved. They gave special thanks to the bomber crews, the sailors on submarines and aircraft carriers, and the soldiers on the ground protecting U.S. bases. They also mentioned that the operation took weeks of planning and positioning and required complete secrecy. The bombers flew 18 hours from the U.S., refueled in the air, and entered Iranian airspace undetected. According to officials, Iranian air defenses didn't see the planes coming, and no American aircraft were fired upon during the operation.
It's early Sunday morning. Last night, on the President's orders, U.S. Central Command, under the command of General Eric Kurilla, executed Operation Midnight Hammer, a deliberate and precise strike against 3 Iranian nuclear facilities. This was a complex and high-risk mission carried out with exceptional skill and discipline by our joint force. I want to thank every service member, planner, operator that made this mission possible. Their actions reflect the highest standards of the United States Armed Forces. This operation was designed to severely degrade Iran's nuclear weapons infrastructure. It was planned and executed across multiple domains and theaters with coordination that reflects our ability to project power globally with speed and precision at the time and place of our nation's choosing.
This operation was not only about hitting targets, it was also about sending a message to Iran and the world. The U.S. wanted to show that it can act quickly, quietly, and with overwhelming force. Officials say no other country could have carried out such a mission. They believe this strike will have a strong psychological effect on Iran's government and military. When asked if the U.S. was trying to force regime change in Iran, officials said no. They said the goal was very clear: to stop Iran from building a nuclear weapon. They also said that America is still open to peaceful talks, but Iran must now decide what path to take: peace or more conflict. Reporters also asked if Israel played any role in the strike. Pentagon leaders said that while the U.S. coordinated with Israel on defense matters, the strike itself was completely planned and executed by American forces. They also said that some countries in the Gulf region were notified and thanked them for their support. Another question raised was whether the strike could lead to a larger war. Pentagon officials said they were prepared for anything but emphasized that this was a limited mission. They said Iran still has a choice: continue down the path of conflict or come to the table for peace. There were also concerns about U.S. troops in the Middle East. Officials said they increased security at bases in Iraq, Syria, and the Gulf to protect against any possible retaliation. However, they made it clear that the U.S. will defend its troops and interests if needed. Finally, some reporters asked if the intelligence behind the strike was new.
This was a highly classified mission with very few people in Washington knowing the timing or nature of this plan. I'll refer you to the graphic on the side as I walk you through some of the operational details. At midnight Friday into Saturday morning, a large B-2 strike package comprised of bombers launched from the continental United States. As part of the plan to maintain tactical surprise, part of the package proceeded to the west and into the Pacific as a decoy, a deception effort known only to an extremely small number of planners and key leaders here in Washington and in Tampa.
Officials said President Trump reviewed all intelligence before deciding to act. He believed the threat was real and that Iran was actively working to restart parts of its nuclear program. That's why he ordered this strike. The Pentagon ended the briefing by praising the precision, discipline, and teamwork of all forces involved. They said this mission shows the strength of the U.S. military and its commitment to protecting America and its allies. The world is now watching closely to see how Iran will respond. For now, the message from Washington is loud and clear. The U.S. will not allow Iran to build a nuclear weapon. Don't forget to subscribe if you want honest updates without the noise. We'll be following every move, every speech, and every reaction as it happens. Stay with us.